Hey, hello, and welcome back to my channel. Study with Pratyush. Today, what we are going to do? Just wait a minute. This has got not settled. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get settled. Okay, perfect. So, welcome back once again to another and exciting session with me on what. So as we had already done a session on where we had just completed all the topics of all the chapters of our books, prose chapters, but today we are going to do the poetry chapter, right? Poems. Today we all poems of first light in this life, only in 1 hour. Okay, so there are 10 poems, right? So we will cover one by one, and after five poems, we will take a short break, then we'll start again. Okay, so basically, I have to just tell you one more thing that yesterday this my book was delivered for Educart Mathematics Books 2023 edition. So I want to just give an overview of this book. So what is in the books? It is a teacher's top choice, right? So don't forget to buy this book. I will just after the live stream of 30 minutes or 2 minutes, you will get this link of this book link. You can just buy from that Flipkart, Amazon, or anywhere. So basically, yeah, it is available on Flipkart, Amazon, and Educard, www.educard.com. So I was just telling you where you have to purchase off from there. So basically, and you know that this is a new syllabus and competency platform and chapter wise question bank mathematics. And here, first time in Educard, topic wise real life examples, first time in India, right? And what's inside this book? Basically, uh, theory, simplified NCRT, real life concept, case based examples, answering techniques, and what about practice? Practice is real life and new pattern questions, NCRT, Diksha's question, past 10-year questions, self practice questions, plus papers, right? So basically, this is strictly based on the 20 uh, yeah, sorry, 20 May 2022 CBSE curricular number ACAD-57 about 22, right? A lot of things in this book, guys. You can just purchase this book, okay? So after the live stream, I will just give link of this book. So don't forget to purchase this book. This is again amazing. Okay, now finally let me start the revision. Okay, okay. Is that live chat got stopped? Is it clear? Okay. Now let's start. So, chapter one. Sorry, yeah, chapter one. Yeah. So, chapter one of the English class 10 book. First right contains two poems. The first poem is Dust of Snow, and it is written by the Robert Frost. And here I have provided you a summary of poem in the form of the notes, right? So let's start the summary. Okay. So we will do line by line summary. Okay. Now, test of snow, and we will do explanation. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part or day I had dreamed. So, this poem is written by Robert Frost. You also know that. Now, this poem presents a simple moment, but it has a larger significance. The poet says that he was in a sorrowful mood and was sitting under a hemlock tree. It was the winter season and there was snow all around. A crow was sitting on the same tree. The crow was shaking down on the dust of the snow on the poet, right? The crow was shaking down the dust of the snow on the poet when a small particle of snow fell on the poet. He was awakened from his thoughts and then noticed that simply activity going around him, right? And this changes the poet moods. He suddenly realized that he had wasted his time being in sorrow and now he should utilize his remaining day in doing some useful task. Now, this realization changes his mood and fills him with positive energy. His Depression and sadness is washed away by the light shower. Of snow dust. His heart is filled with happiness and he gets ready to use the rest of the day in a good manner and with positive vibes. Right? So this was a very short poem. Right? Now, what is a hemlock tree? The most question is basically what is a hemlock tree? Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree with white flowers. It generally stands for sorrow. अब इसमें क्रो की बात की गई तो जैसे हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है इंडिया में अगर बिल्ली रास्ता काट गई तो उसको अशुभ हम लोग मानते हैं राइट वैसे आई डोंट ट्रस्ट इट बट कुछ लोग मानते हैं वैसे अमेरिका में क्या होता है मतलब बाकी फॉरेन में क्या होता है कि आई एम सॉरी वहाँ होता है अगर कोई क्रो है ठीक है एक क्रो है अगर उन्होंने उसको देख लिया तो उनका दिन खराब जाएगा ठीक है ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं बेसिकली बट अंधविश्वास है now the next poem is what fire and ice this poem is also written by guys Robert Frost. Let's start the explanation. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to produce twice, I think I know enough of it. To say that for the destruction ice is also great and wood surface. This poem is also written by Robert Frost. Now, in this poem, the poet expresses the two ways in which the world may end, right? Some people say that the world will end by fire, while others say that it will end by ice. The poet says that he is aware about the fire, he is aware of the fiery desires of human emotions. So he will favor those who say that fire will end and the word fire will end the world. Then the poet rethinks again and imagines if the world has to die twice, then ice has the capability, similar to the fire, to destroy all the world. Right? The poet compares fire and ice, the self destructive nature of the human beings. According to the poet, the fire stands for desire, greed, and lust. There is no end to such emotions. The more humans try to fulfill them, the more rapidly these emotions spread similar to fire. Now, these feelings often engulf human life and they get trapped in them. So, as a result, people become egotist, selfish, and curious. So, on other hand, the poet describes that I is the rigid, rough, and hateful side of the human emotions. Right? Sorry, due to the flow of air, this window got closed. Yeah. So people become harsh and do not care about the emotions and feelings of others. So they are indifferent to others, happiness and sorrow. Does the poet speak? The poet what I say? Does the poet speak? The world will end soon, either by fire or either by ice. So the poet conveys a beautiful message that human emotions rule over them. If humans don't control their emotion, they will ruin their life and bring it to the verge of the clouds. Now, I guess this poem is also clear to you, right? Now, what are the different types of human emotions are? There are four kinds of emotions are basic human emotions are happiness, sadness, fear, anger, right? Now, what are the negative emotions that are to be avoided by humans? Anger, fear, uh, resentment, frustration, anxiety are the negative emotional environmental state that people experience regularly but try to avoid it. Now, next poem is okay. Now the next poem is another poet, Tiger in the Zoo. Poem third. Now, the poem written by Leslie Norris explains the agony. So, basically, explains the agony and helpless of a caged tiger that lives in a zoo. So, the poet explains what his life could be if he had been a free animal. The poet has tried to explain about the condition of animals that are caged by the human beings for their own fun. So the poem begins with a description of a tiger that is very beautiful and is walking in his little cage, right? And he has soft paws. मतलब उसके जो पैर पे बहुत soft होते हैं, but the tiger is not happy and he's quite angry about being confident in the cage. The poet says that if the tiger was confined, yeah, the poet's okay. What happened? Why showing the connectivity is am I live? I just wait on. Yeah, I'm live. I can see that. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, let's start. So, what he was saying that where was I forgot it? यही तो होता है मैं भूल गया so yeah so what was that the poet says that if the tiger was not confined into the zoo cage he would have been hiding himself behind the long grass near some water body in order to catch its prey, that is the deer. Also he would have terrorized the residents of the villages, right? So he would have terrorized what is happening yaar one again and again. Yeah, as he also he would have terrorized by the residents of the villages around the forest area, but the reality is totally opposite to this. He was confined in a cage which was made up of a strong building material and he was helpless there. He could not show his powers to the visitors, therefore, never tried to terrorize them. The tiger is described as being powerless and agonized by the poet. He says that during night, also he is alone, hearing the voice of the patrolling vehicles of police and looking at the stars. The cage life has totally changed the tiger's personality. The poet is trying to say the animal, which is famous for its fearlessness, the freedom is confined and sad due to the human beings who want to derive pleasure by looking at in the zoo cage. Okay, now what is the theme of the poem? So, the comparison between wild animals, freedom, and their lives in the capacity in the theme of the Leslie Doris, the poem A Tiger at the Zoo, the poem examines that the feeling of loss and imprisonment of that a tiger in a zoo experiences as well as the contrast between the animal's wild, uh, untamed soul and the constrained life it is forced to live in a captivity. While at the tiger at the zoo, we have completed, but इस फोन में बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम आई है हम लोग को क्यों आई नेटवर्क इशू के कारण. Let's move to the fourth poem, fourth poem. Okay, now next poem is how to tell wild animals. अब जानवरों अब कैसे बताएं वाइल्ड एनिमल्स को, कैसे बताते हैं, चलो पढ़ते हैं वाइल्ड ट्रिल वाइल्ड एनिमल्स. ये पोम लिखी है, किसने लिखी है? ये पोम लिखी है कैरोलिन वेल्स ने. चलो पोम रीड करते हैं पूरी. मुझे पोम याद नहीं, सो आई हैव टू जस्ट रीड दिस पोम फ्रॉम माय फोन. ओके गाइस, जस्ट वेट. Guys, just wait, I have to just read this poem from my phone. Okay. Yeah. If Yeah. So if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know that it is the Asian lion. Or if sometime when roaming around a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. If strolling forth as a beast of you view, whose hide with the spots is peppered, as soon he has leapt on you, you will know that it is the leopard. Twill do no good to roar with the pain. He will only lap and lap again if when you are walking around your yard, you meet a creature there who hurts you very hard. Then because be sure that it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he will just give you one more cares, right? So, though to distinguish beast of prey, uh, a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from another. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, he hasn't any single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, then be sure that it's a chameleon. It is a chameleon you see. Okay. Now let's get the summary. So this poet describes the various wild animals. In the first stanza, the poet says to the readers that if they go to the jungle, how they will recognize the various animals of the jungle. The poet then starts describing the Asian lion. She says that if an animal with yellowish brown color skin color roars at you and you get so afraid or that you die out of fear, then make sure that it means that you have met with an Asian lion. In the second stanza, the poet describes a royal animal having black stripes on his yellowish skin and is roaming freely in jungle. She says you will be certain that it is a Bengal tiger. If he starts eating you, but there is no point in knowing the animal if you have to die and need you to identify them. Right? So in the third stanza, the poet describes an animal who walks in a slow, relaxed way and his body, yeah, and his body is fully covered with the small spots and giving it a salt and pepper appearance. So the little spots on the animal body seem like someone has hit his body with a small object. If that animal jumps on you, and then you will get to know it is a leopard. At that time, even if you cry, the leopard will not leave you. So be careful and don't allow to jump on you. Don't allow him to jump on you, right? So in the next time, the poet says that if you're walking in a field, right, and you see an animal who walks you very, very tightly, and then you will show that it is a bear. Now, if you still have some doubts, and you can confirm when if it hugs you again, then poet comes that when someone loves you and cares you for you, then they show their feelings and emotions by giving you a tight hug. However, when a bear hugs you in reality, then it will take you with this tight hug. In the fifth stanza, the poet asks the readers if they know how to recognize the animals when they hunt their prey. So she further elaborates that when hyenas kill their prey, they smile. Similarly, crocodiles have tears in their eyes when they eat their prey. So in the last line, the poet describes a small reptile that can change its skin color. It looks like a lizard, but it does not have any ears or wings when there's no one on the tree. And then you will spot this that it's a chameleon or garden lizard. So the ability of the chameleon to change his skin color and saves him from the hunters and other animals. I hope that this explanation is also got clear to you. Basically, okay. So I hope that this is clear to you. Right? Now let's move to the next poem, that is fifth poem, the ball poem, right? So let's go to the ball poem. Then after the ball poem, we will take the break. Okay. So I thought that this will khatam bolo. This will finish under 1 hour, but it will go. I think it's going to be finished in under 30 minutes. I think, but not as soon. But I think that this will end in 30 minutes. 30 minutes and 45 minutes more. Okay. Now the ball poem. After the ball poem, we will take the break. Yeah. I'm ready with the ball poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there it in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into a harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him a dime another ball is worthless. And now he senses first responsibility in a world of possession. People will take balls, balls will lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back, right? So money is extended. So he is learning well behind. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. the epistemology of laws, how to stand up and knowing what every man must one day know and most know mandates how to stand up. What the poetic devices, what devices में लिखी हुई है, तो सिंबॉलिज्म में है, ब्लैक वर्ड्स है और रिपीटेशन है और एलिट्रेशन है. Okay. Okay, now let's start the summary. Basically, this poem is written by John Berryman, right? The poem starts with the poet's question in which he asks himself. He talks about a boy who has lost his ball and asks what he will do after losing it. The boy was very happy and cheerful when the ball was with him. The poet further says that the boy must have lost his ball while playing with it by throwing it up and down. So at that moment, the ball must have slipped from the boy's and had slipped from the boy's hand and into the street. From there, it fell into the nearby river and went into the water. The poet says that there is no use to say that the boy will get under the ball. The boy is very sad and he is in deep sorrow. He stands in a fixed position and shake. He stands in a fixed position, shaking and looking into the sun continuously. The boy feels that all his young days and childhood memories are gone down in the harbor with the ball. The boy cannot be told to buy another ball as it would not be worth it. The new ball can not bring the childhood memories and sense of belonging to the boy. The poet further says that for the first time the boy has a sense of responsibility. He should take care of his things so that they do not get lost in future. Here, the ball symbolizes the happy moments and innocent days of childhood. The ball loss is compared with a man's innocent nature. Once we lose our innocence, we can't get it back. So the poet says that the poet said the world is full of materialistic things. The people will be losing something similar to the ball all the time. They get attached to the materialistic things, but these things will not stay forever. The, the boy has to learn to live without them. So the poet further says that no one can buy things back. Money is external things. Everything can't be a thing. Everything can't be back. Everything can't be back. What I was saying, everything can't be bought with money. Yeah. So the boy is learning from his experiences of losing the ball and trying to get out of that sorrow. He's trying to understand the ball. He's trying to understand the real truth of life by accepting the miseries of life and standing up again. Early or later, everyone learns the harsh truth of suffering is an invincible part of his life and shared. And he guys just shared also. So what is yeah? So basically, the harsh that suffering is an invincible part of life and that we need to forget the pain and move. So therefore we should learn to accept and let it go, right? So now let's move to the break part, right? And another five forms are left. I thought one, two, three, five, four, five. Okay. Now the next poem we are going to do Amanda. Well, this is an interesting poem, and this is about the freedom of Amanda. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's take the break. Okay. I will just give you a. It's 1:13 right now. I will start at 1:15. Okay. I will start at 1:15. Finally, you also over. So बहुत ज़्यादा ब्रेक हो गया था और लंबा ब्रेक था ना. Okay, 2-3 मिनट का था. It's fine. Let's start the next poem, Amanda. So guys, now, okay, so let me read the Amanda poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a language in the sea where the soul invasion is me, a mermaid, a drifting blissfully. Don't. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I'm an orphan roaming the street. I pat on the soft dust with my husband. We're free. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Stop that surfing at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I napped at you, Amanda. Poetry devices, alliteration, allusion, metaphor, rhyme scheme है A B A C C C C A D A E. Okay, now let's start the explanation. But किसने लिखी ये poem? ये लिखी है Robin Cleary ने. The poet describes Amanda. Okay. Yeah. So the poet describes Amanda, who is continuously instructed by her mother about do's and don'ts. Right? So in the first stanza, the poet says that Amanda. Amanda's mother is pointing out her mistakes and asking her not to bite her nails. Then she tells her not to bend her back or shoulders, and she scolds her for walking in a lazy way with her head and shoulders hanging down direct directs her to sit straight. By listening to all this, Amanda starts getting frustrated by her mother and starts imagining herself to be in a deep green sea. She imagines that how blissful her life would be if she would sh- if she would if should she would be a sea good god having a fish tail instead of legs, sorry, not eggs, instead of legs, then she would have enjoyed the sea waves and moved along with the waves up and down in the water. So in the second stanza, Amanda's mother is inquiring whether she has completed her homework or not. Then she asks her mother whether she has cleaned her room or not. She's also reminding her to clean her shoes. At this moment, the Amanda visualizes her life as an orphan. She thinks that being an orphan, she can freely roam in the street. She has the freedom to peacefully draw designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet. There is no one to say anything to an orphan, so she can have a silent, peaceful life full of freedom. Here, the poet says that she got so irritated with her mother that she thinks the opposite. Her mother was advising her to clean her shoes so that she lives in a hygienic and healthy life. But Amanda took it another way that her mother is snatching that freedom. That's why she starts imagining that the life of an opera is better than her years. So in the third stanza, Amanda's mother is not allowing her to eat her chocolates because whenever she eats chocolate, she gets pimple on her face. So her mother tells that listen to her when she's speaking. She wants Amanda to pay attention to her words and follow them. After listening to her mother's words, Amanda imagines herself to be a Rapunzel as a character in a fairy tale. Now, Rapunzel was captured in a tower by a witch, right? So the witch is used to climb the tower with the help of her Rapunzel's long hair. So Amanda wants to live Rapunzel's life as she feels that she can live in a calm and quiet life in a pleasant environment. But She will never let her hair down to anyone so that no one can enter the tower. In the last answer, Amanda's mother wants her to stop behaving in an odd manner. She says that she has become moody and is always in a bad mood. If anyone would notice that this, then they will feel that her mother is harassing her, and the poet wants to convey that Amanda can't even react to what she feels about her mother. If she does so, her mother will take it against her sense of pride and scold her to behave properly as other children do. So here Amanda's mother nature is shown to be very dominant. Right? Now four poems are left. Okay, now the next poem is nothing but the trees poem. This poem is written by Adrienne Rich. I'm going to just read the full poem. I will just give you the short, very, very short explanation of this. So, as the title suggests, the poem is about trees. So it expresses how humans have destroyed forests and cut down the trees for their purpose. Humans have all made trees confined to the, yeah, so confined to the, I forgot it. Wait, guys. Yeah, so as the title suggests, the poem is about the trees. It expresses that how humans have destroyed the forest and cut down the trees for their purpose. So humans have made trees confined to the four walls of their houses to fulfill their needs. The poet the poet says that the trees live in the forest, so keeping them inside the home is a crime. So the poem conveys in the message that everyone has a deep desire of freedom. We must follow the rules of nature and should not try to overrule that. Overrule that. Now, the eighth poem, Fog. The fog comes on the little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and the city on silent haunches and then moves on. By this poem is written by Carl Sandburg. So let me finish this poem as soon as possible. So the poet is describing the arrival of fog. He says that the fog comes like cat feet, right? Little cat feet. Here the fog has been compared with a little cat, as a cat walks silently on small feet and no one can know about his arrival. In a similar way, the fog also sits in. The fog enters in the city very slowly and calmly in such a way that no one can predict its arrival. Then the poet product belong. The poet says the thick cloud of fog covers the entire city in a similar way that as a cat sits silently by folding her legs behind itself. So the fog engulfs the harbor and the whole city silently and looks around the places as the way a cat does. After some time, the fog leaves the city and moves on. Here, the poet wants to convey that the fog does not stay for a longer time duration in a particular place. It disappears after some time interval. After some interval, just like a cat without being noticed by everyone. Okay, now let's move to the ninth poem. That is nothing but the Tale of Crystal Dragon. I will here will be giving a very very short summary because this is also a long poem, guys. It will take a long time. As I have just posted. Okay, so as soon as possible, I've just upload a full poem explanation. But today, I'm just give you a short explanation. Basically, this poem is written by uh wait. This poem is written by I forgot it. Yeah, this poem is written by Ogden Nash. Ogden Nash. So, the poem is a humorous ballad that represents a piece of writing in a funny way. A little girl, Belinda, is describing in his poem that with many pets whom she had named, she has dog and as a mustard and a coward dragon as custard. The poet has beautifully described all these characters in the poem. He said that all of them are very brave except the dragon, but his perception changes when the dragon saves everyone from the attack of pirates on Belinda's house. Right? And the last poem, Annie Gregory. This is very about beautiful poem. There are two stanzas, so I'm not going to read the poem. I'm just going to explain. Three stanzas are there. I'm going to just not going to read the stanza, but I will want to explain. Okay, this Annie Gregory poem is written by William Butler Yeats. In the first stanza, the poet says to Anna Gregory that a young man can become sad and hopeless if you reject him. The poet on to describe onto her beauty and says that she has such a beautiful golden hair that her anyone fall in love with her. So they fall in on her ears and seem like protecting them in a similar way as a boundary as a wall protects the fall. Here, the poet has compared the Anigridi's hair to walls. Her hair symbolizes the outer beauty that prevents animal from the inside, looking inside his soul. Excuse me. Any man can get easily attracted to Annie and does not look into the Annie's character and real nature beyond the beauty. So that's why the poet feels that no one can love Annie for real nature without her onward beauty. So only you can love for golden her hair and physical beauty. In the second, Annie says to the poet that she can change her hair color. She can get her hair dye and color her hair as a brown, black, or carrot color. She means that the outer beauty is temporary; it can change at any time. So the outer beauty symbol is so the men who love her will see her actual nature behind the love, right? So behind the love her for what she is and not for his yellow hair and external beauty. In the last line, the poet replies to Annie after listening to her thoughts about love for internal beauty and external. He said that he had he had heard an old religious man saying that only God can love us for what we are. And he can prove this by the fact mentioned in a religious book. And human can always look for outer beauty, and they are carried away by shine and glitter. So they do not have a deep understanding to look into the soul of the person. Only God can do so and love us for our inner qualities. So with this, I have just completed whole book poems of first flight under 40 minutes. देखो 1 आवर था लेकिन 40 मिनट्स के अंदर तो 40 मिनट्स में हो गया 1 आवर के अंदर अंदर ही हुआ है था 1 घंटा तो पूरा हुआ नहीं तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग टिल देन टेक केयर एंड बाय बाय इफ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब द vlog subscribe to vlog subscribe to the channel subscribe it right now and don't forget to purchase this book right I will just give you the link in the description just come tomorrow okay then I will give you अगर तुम लोग रिकॉर्डेड सेशन देख रहे हो तो होगी नीचे होगी लिंक देखना डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स पे जाके अगर तुम नए वाले बैच के हो 2023 के 24 वाले बैच हो सॉरी हाँ 23 24 वाले के हो तो चिंता मत करो दूसरी ले लेना अपलोड हो जाएगी क्वेश्चन आंसर बहुत जल्दी सो थैंक यू सो मच वॉचिंग टेक केयर बाय बाय एंड आई हैव अपलोडेड फर्स्ट फ्लाइट मेरी पूरी हम लोग ने कंप्लीट कर दी है फर्स्ट फ्लाइट से आप कुछ नहीं हम लोग करेंगे फर्स्ट फ्लाइट हम लोग ने कंप्लीट कर दी है हम लोग ने फर्स्ट फ्लाइट का क्लोज कर दिया प्रैक्टिकली हम लोग करेंगे फुटप्रिंट्स विदाउट फीट कल okay so thank you so much for watching till then take care and bye 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 लाइक कर देना सब्सक्राइब कर दो मैंने तो ब्लॉग भी अपलोड करा है हर संडे को ब्लॉग आएगा हाँ हाँ सुनो सॉरी मैं बताना भूल गया हर संडे को ब्लॉग आएगा एवरी संडे न्यू ब्लॉग विल कम ओके सो डोंट फॉरगेट टू वॉच न्यू ब्लॉग्स एवरी संडे ओके तेरे प्यार में bye